In the month since Barack Obama won the election, we have seen violence over gay marriage, an atheist attack on Christmas, and various attempts to legalize marijuana as well as prostitution. And the senior editor at Reason magazine, Jacob Sullivan. Well, you know,
that I think you're crazy
on this, but I
haven't talked that way to me.
With us now, Fox News analyst Monica Crowley and Margaret Hoover. Okay, so you see where I'm going with this thing now. And we talked about with both
you ladies.
Their crime has gone straight up and sky high. The streets. You can't walk the streets of San Francisco without being panhandled and watch people all over the place.
Okay, don't get excited.
Okay, they weren't glamorizing drug use at all.
The same man then said, if I had some ecstasy here, maybe I'd do it with you. Same guy. And ecstasy
he didn't say that at all. I actually have the quote right here. He never said anything about doing ecstasy with any of the students. He was responding to a question about governmental use of LSD and how the military created LSD.
No, he said, if I had some LSD, if I had some ecstasy, maybe I'd do it with you. I don't know who with you.
He didn't say with you. I have the exact quote right here.
Read it.
Okay, one sec. I have to get to the page. He said, even today there are psychiatrists who will do sessions under the influence of ecstasy. If I had some, maybe I'd do it with somebody, but I don't, you know? I haven't tried it, but there are people that do it. There you go. It was a joke perhaps in poor taste, and he never said that's condoning. It was a joke in poor taste, and I think it's ironic that you would point out condoning drug use when in your own book, The O'Reilly Factor for Kids, you liken a high school student, a model student, quote-unquote, toking on Saturday nights to a brain surgeon enjoying a martini while not on class. You took it totally out of context. Look, I know you can.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
And you are encouraging
you can draw a distinction between use.
They panhandle, they panhandle, they panhandle, and handled, they panhandle, because once you're into the
intoxication mode
and the government's giving it to you, you're going to stay stoned all the time. All the time. Well, that's your opinion. I don't know if that's
true. It's not just opinion. This is based upon data.
Well, this is not what we need in this society.
Bill, we've got to get more of a
But
managerial
you, I believe,
approach.
and please correct me if I'm wrong, want the government in some form to distribute drugs to these people. Now, why would you, an intelligent guy, want to put forth a theory that intoxicating oneself is beneficial? Why would you want to do that all the time?
Is that that's not the case, that it's a small minority of users who end up creating serious problems.
37 million Americans is not a small minority.
You're counting alcohol as well.
37 million Americans have trouble with substance. Their lives are out of control.
Okay,
it's not a small
alcohol.
problem.
The fact that alcohol...
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
We don't have time
Bill,
to debate the Swiss experiment. It's a very controversial one.
It is not.
How would your plan work? How would your plan work? Would you have addicts register and then they would get crack and heroin? How would it work?
Okay, Bill, I'm not.
It's full of undesirable.
The problem is the Dutch are very open people and they're very proud of being open. What happened was they weren't enforcing the hard drugs, and as soon as the criminals realized they could do hard drugs there as well, that's when the crime came in.
It's more than that, Monica. It is the
crime, everything's out of control. It's anarchy. Left Eastern Europe to flee from socialism, from all kinds of strictures, and now I see the United States slowly inching toward that.
Slouching.
Whether it's social policy, whether it's economic policy, and he said,
hey, go ahead. Mock and demean Christianity, religion, the baby Jesus, whatever. Go ahead, under the auspice of free speech. You're basically now losing control of the traditions of America. You irresponsible libertine, irresponsible libertine, irresponsible libertines, irresponsible libertines cause so much damage to this society, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I'll give you the last word.
What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach, and I don't like it any more than you may.